In today's video, I'm looking at creating a crescent-shaped arrangement using some gorgeous, warm-toned Christmas flowers. If this is something that you would love to learn, then keep watching today's tutorial. Welcome back to another one of the short, snappy videos leading up to Christmas. I am trying to get them under 10 or 12 minutes, but I do talk a lot. So I'm working very hard on doing a few quicker videos for you for Christmas. If you haven't been here before, my name is Sharon and I've got a whole host of YouTube tutorials that will teach you all different types of floral design. If there's anything you would like taught to you for 2025, pop it in the comment box because I'll be planning a new set of videos over Christmas. And I do have a private Facebook group, Sharon's Innovations Group, and you can join me over there where you will meet other like-minded people. Now these sets of videos that I've been doing are using the same flowers in 3 different types of designs so that you can learn and understand how versatile floral design can be. We started off with a hat box arrangement that unfortunately wasn't needed by a customer. I converted that into an arrangement on a candlestick, and today I'm going to use a gold coloured urn, which are really very fashionable at the moment in wedding work for florists. I'm limited because the flowers have already been cut down short, so I've really had to think about how I can extend this design outwards to create something with a little bit more width and height. I'm still going to use that same red candle in the middle, but I'm not going to be using the sparkly rose gold fern type material because it doesn't really connect very nicely with my container. I'm not saying that you can't do it if you like that mixed metal look, which is actually very fashionable for jewellery wearing. Please go ahead and use it. If you don't want to invest in new material every year and you want to use the same colours, feel free to mix them together. I'm not here to say that that's a wrong style or a wrong colour choice if it's something that you like. I've got about 1/3 of a block of floral foam and it's wedged nice and securely into the base. If you're a commercial florist and this is being transported back and forth, you need to tape that in. If you're just creating it for home use, it's not going to move around because it's really firmly wedged in there. What I'm now going to do is introduce some red dogwood. So this is cornice, and I'm going to create some width. I don't have the ability to do this with flowers because I've already cut them down short, but I can extend the design quite easily with some branches or some foliage, and I think I'm going to do this front facing rather than an all-round arrangement. So what I'm going to do, I've changed my plan, is I'm going to move that candle towards the back. Now what we need to consider when we're doing an arrangement like this with a candle is that we don't get too many of our flowers or our foliages too close to that candle. Pine has a lot of sap in it, which can be quite a fire risk. So keep your pines, anything that has that sticky sap in it, well away from your candle. And I think I'm going to go equal on both sides, so it's symmetrical. I know this side is slightly taller, but I'm going to go fairly similar on both sides. That's all my red cornice. So that is the view from the front. And I've also got some lovely pheasant feathers. And these are going to work really nicely, just again to extend the height and the width. And I'm looking to see if any of them have any natural curves. So let's get those pheasant feathers in on the outside edge and reinforce that crescent shape. And I'm going to start with the greenery from the previous arrangement. So this is the size it was cut in that design in the raised container. And I'm going to link that here. If you haven't seen that tutorial, I'll link it in the cards. You can just click on that link there and it'll take you straight to the video. And working with it facing you, first of all, I'm just going to bring in like an edge of the greenery. Now my foam is below the edge of the container, so it's hard to get anything to drape downwards unless it naturally drapes because I don't have any height in the foam. But a few little varying textures of that lovely Christmas foliage gives me a bit of a shape. And then a few of the taller pieces that I had, I will turn it round now, I can add in to create some side height or side width. So really that's the length I'm working with, because that's the length it was when I put it in that previous arrangement. Now you could of course at home add in some more greenery, but I'm just trying to show you what you can do with your different types of flowers. When you're learning floral design for the first time, it is really quite mind-boggling trying to understand different shapes of containers, different techniques and different methods. And these videos are really just to simplify what I'm trying to do. So this is like a banana shape or a boat shape. We still need to cover the foam in the middle, just like we do in any other arrangement. And I need to leave enough space there in the middle for my flowers. But basically what I've tried to do is to create some type of a crescent. And I did say that I was going to make it symmetrical, but now I'm thinking that might be more difficult to do because the flowers are already cut down to the same length. So I'm a bit limited to what I can do. So I'm going to start with my bigger chrysanthemum blooms first. And they're going to give me my focal point in the middle. But what I don't want to do is have them in that really straight pattern at the front where they look like a line of big flower heads. So I'm going to stagger them slightly so they're in varying positions. What I don't want to do is have them in a really severe line across the front. It's almost going to look like a big smile. So I've staggered them out slightly. Now I only have 2 of these variegated roses. So ideally we need 1 on either side of the candle so that the colour is evenly distributed. But I'm not going to do it perfectly matching. Otherwise we're going to have those 2 really solid eyes. And these ones are facing sideways. They're not facing you at the front. And then we come away in a more diagonal fashion. Now, how tall can we get these carnations? Not very tall, but we're going to spread the colour out really nicely. Again, I've got 4 carnations, and what I don't really want to do is put them perfectly matching on the opposite side because it makes the design look really false. What we want to do is try and make it as relaxed as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one of my carnations really low down. It's right in the middle here. That's going to give the arrangement some depth. We call that recession. We don't want everything perfectly lined up on the top with no up and down movement. It's important that everything has a different height, different perspective, different plane in your arrangement. Now then, where are we going to put this lovely piece of ilex? I think it's going to tuck nicely in the front there. That works quite well. Now I have loads of the spray rose, but they are all cut to the same length. So I'm not going to use them all. I'm just going to use a few of them on either side, 1 or 2 towards the front, and it's going to help bring in that colour. If I added them all in, I'm going to end up with a really, really cluttered design. If I still had length on them, I could bring them up here. But I don't have that option in today's arrangement because I'm recycling flowers from a previous design. I always think, or I always tell students when they come here for lessons with me, it's all right to make a really impressive design when you have loads of flowers and you have a massive budget and there's nothing that you can't have. But to create a really interesting design with a limited choice of flowers is much harder. It's fine to spend an absolute fortune on your flowers and have the best that are available, but try and stretch yourself and think a bit more outside the box. Now I haven't cut all of the stems on these flowers, and that's mainly because I've just taken them out of the floral foam from the previous arrangement. But if you are at home and you're arranging, make sure you cut the stems before you put it in the floral foam. Before anybody comments on my video, that's a basic skill that florists are taught. Cut your stems before putting them in the foam or into water. Now because I have the red cornice on the outside, I'm going to use some much shorter pieces just to give me that colour link through the middle. Ideally what is on the outside should be brought through to the middle. I don't have any more of the pheasant feathers, otherwise I would add in a few more of those towards the middle. But by using those shorter pieces, it really helps to link one side of the arrangement to the other. Again, I don't have any taller pieces of the pussy willow to add into the outside, so I'm going to just use the shorter ones towards the middle. Then I've just got the blue eryngium to fit in. It really is going to get overcrowded if I add any more flowers in after the eryngium, so I'm going to stop there. Don't feel the need to keep adding flowers into your arrangement if you've got them. Try and be a bit more restrained and maybe make 2 arrangements with the flowers that you've got. By continuing to add, your design can end up looking really quite cluttered. But this is now the second arrangement that I've done with the same flowers. I'm also going to add in those little loops of ribbon because I love the colour of that gingham. I think it's so pretty and gives a nice Christmassy feel. But this is optional, you don't have to do this if you don't like adding any extra accessories in. And instead of the bows, if you don't like the synthetic fabric, you could add some cones, some cinnamon sticks, or some orange slices, but anything that links and connects with the colours that you've already got. So what do we think? Now I'm wishing I added 2 red candles in at the back because I think the size of them would have worked better in relation to the flowers. So when you see a photo, I might add in another one alongside. So that's the second video using the same quantity of flowers. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Pop over to the website to see what online courses are available and check out the description box because there might be some discount codes in there that will give you a discount off some of the online courses. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, and bye for now.